Hello and welcome back to Chaos Agent GMA with Tiny Bunny again. It's been a hot second since we got continued this story, but let's pick up where we left off. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates, who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Didn't they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. My parents were probably still tucked in, probably. Excuse me. Dreaming about the good old days when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. I silently sneaked out of the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peacefully sleeping Olia. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. We used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it was counted as stepping into lava. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I need to hurry. Faster. Faster. I was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was bursting out of the cracks between floorboards. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop, like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was as good as of someone being led up the scaffold toward a guillotine. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on two floorboards at the same time. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes wreathed in my belly, the fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. This darkness never fully left the houses around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up and puffing down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. Goodness gracious, our character is really, pessimistic for a child. The sky was acting to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up stars in the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a typical lad that I am, could lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into my new life, towards dubious adventures, and tagged alone like an old buddy, pushing me in the back. Wide shadows that pines throughout covered a third of the clearing. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in the coat's collar. I was squeezing through the thin firebreak, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut off the already sparse starlight. That I had no plans of moving away from the forest. In this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their mouths. If I had lost focus for even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. Then my parents would be walking around these parts screaming my name. But the dead can't answer the living. Or can they? A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school with his hands by now if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind the field, and now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger, as if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Tree branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel.
Есть здесь кто?
The question escaped my lips, and it dissolved into the unending creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid the trail would shrink. Clawed hands would grip me by the shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's supports bathed in a spring, tarry and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest, then snored, trying to calm my breathing. The thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, lifeless. The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road, illuminated by sparse lamplights. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like that game where you need to be the first to proclaim unprotected. Next time. It's just that, in this case, that protection was flimsy at best, with darkness writhing outside sounds. Now I noticed something remarkably eerie. In a place where light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. It almost felt like its features deterred light, its unnatural pose instilled fear. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there, blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. But the shadow did disappear, and even got closer. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into a snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice. Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here between the forest and the dormant village? A girl stood before me, judging me the voice and silhouette, but I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shining inside. I was stunned. From the cavity of her hood, a friendly, real fox face was staring straight at me. It's just her jaws weren't moving, her eyes weren't blinking. A mask. It's just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, I never smiled. Involuntarily crept onto my face.
А я просто в школу иду, а тут ты.
Что я? Никогда не видел, как лиса собаку кормит.
Indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably.
Извини, я не хотел.
After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tail. I guess I still smell the bologna that I ate for breakfast. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird.
Значит, не хотел. Ну, как тебя зовут?
Меня Антон. А тебя?
А меня нет.
She's weird, definitely has a couple of loose screws. Bet she has a nice voice. Yet, my astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely a human, if a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shared from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. Next time a police officer asked me about my friends at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox.
Здесь живешь? В поселке?
She spun around so hard the hem of her coat lifted up.
Нет, глупый. Лисы не живут в поселках.
Хочешь сказать, ты живешь в лесу?
Из какой норы ты вылез? Конечно! Лисам среди людей не выжить. Пока они лисы.
Her jokes were also weird, just like her carnival mask, paper mache with fur glued onto it. A dog reminded of its existence with a loud bark. I fussed in my backpack. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, even my favorite crab sticks. He called it a gift from the bunny. Okay, that one I'm curious about. I'm sorry. Treat from the bunny. The uneaten part of a business lunch or a treat specifically bought for children. Parents would tell their children that a bunny asked them to deliver said treat, but it could also be any other animal, squirrel or bear, for example. What an odd thing. Let's say. A stray stroll told me with mincing footsteps, with a pleading look in its eyes. The fox did definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry.
Зачем ты так вырядилась с утра пораньше? На утренник идешь?
The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off her nose, and her human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast. A real fox, agile, cunning, dangerous. In a moment of hesitation, you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. I couldn't help but just stand there as a stump until I heard her calm, metallic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask.
Видел бы ты свою маску, сладенький.
Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed, went right up to my hair roots. We seen a fox at a zoo once when we were there with Dad, but it had patchy fur, was gray and skinny. But this girl was fire-colored and furry, just like in the fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog's treat stumbled upon some soft, crumpled object.
Ничего. Скоро проснутся на Спроси-ка лучше у них, где они взяли свои человеческие лица.
The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamplight. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my find in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, waiting to get its treat. And the fox just snored. Now I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. It was still dark outside the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know.
Так ты в школу идешь?
Ах, ну какой же дурачок! Так ничего и не понял.
Well, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me, calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog.
А ты чего обзываешься? Не хочешь отвечать, и пожалуйста. Никто не требует.
Still, something froze me in my place, took me toward the dark figure, a mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and inside. I watched her as people watch fires burn.
Ой, да не дуйся. Гляди-ка лучше. Ты нравишься Жульке.
A dog was digging through snow with sharp movements and snoring loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house at its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light.
И не только ей.
I went red again, like a boiled crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hope that the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking.
А кому еще я нравлюсь?
I waited, counting my heartbeat. The fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty patterns of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. A stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. Could be the one I found in the forest. What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized it was just my mitten. Maybe Mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep. A certain missing boy immediately came to mind.
Эй, ты знаешь что-нибудь про Вову?
I imagined the singing silhouettes dancing in the clearing. The dance in the night when Vova had disappeared. A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remember my birthday when our parents promised to take me and Olia to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. If only I could fix everything, gather everybody I love and take them to Disneyland.
В ночь, когда пропал Вова, я, кажется, видел, как кто-то похожий на тебя плясал под моим окном.
It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out.
А что, ты тогда испугался? За себя или кого-то еще?
Oh yeah. As soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened, cold sweat streamed down my spine.
Ну так слушай меня внимательно, мальчик по имени Антон. Это большой и страшный лес.
The fox girl stepped forward menacingly.
И я не единственный его обитатель. Другие звери уже знают о тебе.
Yikes. Okay.
Берегись нас. Этой ночью мы опять придем.
You know, all of our problems could be solved if you just didn't do that. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking.
Пока ты со своей семьей будешь спать, подкрадемся близко-близко и станцуем. Макарену!
Чё?
Macarena. Are you serious?
Эй, Макарена!
Macarena.
Отвисла Антоша! Видел он меня ночью у своего окна? Ага, как же! А ты случаем не местный дурачок, нет? Ха, меня не отпускают гулять так поздно. Здесь, знаешь ли, дети пропадают.
I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death.
Ой, да не тереби ты окуляры свои.
Hey, why don't you stop following your glasses?
Я раньше тоже близорукой была. Лучше послушай меня. Может быть, ума наберешься. Лисичку как обычно называют?
Плутовка?
My words seemed to hurt her.
Ох ты ж! Да как ты меня?
Ой, прости.
Да шучу я! Конечно, плутовкой. Если ты ловкий и смелый, не боишься с плутовкой водиться, я, так и быть, помогу разыскать этого Вову. Ты же неспроста его ищешь, да?
I shrugged and replied her insight was alarming.
Знаю, почему дети повадились соваться в наш лес. Порой там можно найти много всякого интересного. Я вот однажды нашла целый сугроб конфет и купалась в нем. Да так, что челюсть слиплась.
A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time.
Посмотрите-ка, какой недоверчивый. Ну-ну, а что ты на это скажешь?
She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold in markets or in kiosks. I saw my favorite bubble gum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasure. A familiar name was on it, Turbo. A triangular fox face poked her nose toward me.
Угощайся. У меня их полные карманы.
Guys, something tells me I never, something in my bones, and my cock bones tells me that we're never gonna become the bunny. This lady, this bitch, is a fox. Oh, there I go. That's me. Right button pressed. That's all. This bitch is a fox. Okay? If we're a bunny, if we become the bunny later, this crazy fox this tot right here, she's gonna eat us. But at the same time, we make her mad now. I don't know what happened. Do we take the candy? She is a stranger. And you know the best kind of candy is... Oh, sorry about that. The best kind of candy is from strangers. We're taking the candy. Forget you. Don't tell me how to live my life. Catholic life for life. I accept the treat and catching a whiff of the girl's smell for fireworks and citrus. The smell of the holidays. My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma aired my nostrils and something else. Something unfamiliar but pleasant. The fruity cube ended up in my mouth. I started moving my molars, chewing the gum. It tasted like your usual Turkish gum, only my tongue went a bit numb. I couldn't believe my luck after opening the insert. I looked at Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and hence desirable collector's item for any boy from my neighbor's previous neighborhood. My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned.
Это же... Это...
Теперь понял, что можно найти в лесу? Только на твоем месте я бы туда в одиночку не ходила. Тебе вон от жвачки в забу дыхание сперла. А представляешь, что с тобой будет, если найдешь чемодан, голову напрочь снесет?
Unusual treats. Just like everything else about her. I carefully hid the insert in my bag as if I were putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyway, or should just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl.
Может, Вова тоже нашел сугроб сладостей и теперь кувыркается в нем? Слушай, вдруг он решил остаться в лесу? Тогда, наверное, ему очень холодно в одной варежке.
The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness into the creeping thicket. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches.
Или с ним что-то случилось в пути. Что-то страшное.
The forest reacted to her words, becoming alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears, just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again.
Дикие звери?
Это, по-твоему, страшно?
Ну, не знаю.
Не знает. Уж не с двоечником ли я подружилась?
I didn't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded nice.
Я хорошист.
Бел да пушист. Пойдешь со мной, хорошист Антон? Найдем твоего Вову и сам его спросишь, что он нашел в этой пуще. Ведь пока мы вместе, никто тебя в лесу не тронет. Вот увидишь.
Worms of worry breathed in my belly. Better to run, whispered my mind.
Я тебе не верю.
Ты думаешь, я врунья?
Me, personally? Yes, I do. I do. Because something tells me I'm going to become a bunny and you'll still be a fox, and that will not end well for me. You cunning creature.
Да и пожалуйста, мне никогда никто не верит.
Okay, so now you're playing the victim. So now I definitely know you're cunning, tricksy frickin' thing. The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know if she was genuine about it. Yeah, because she isn't. She's a fox. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. The gum felt bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me.
Не обижайся, пожалуйста. Лисы бывают и добрыми. Ну, как в сказках. Мне бы только понять, что ты за лиса.
The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands.
Тогда пойдем со мной в лес, и ты все обо мне узнаешь. Но не сейчас, а когда рассветет. А то тебя, бедного, всего аж потряхивает. Того и гляди, кондрашка хватит. Айда, провожу тебя до школы.
After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away from me.
Ну, если тебе по пути,
We went toward the school and the lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains. Dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of gray smoke rose from chimneys. TVs bustled and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber, while carefully treading the snowy wheel trails. I walked in the left one. She took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when a dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence.
как тебя зовут?
А, ну конечно. Имена, имена, имена. Людям непременно надо вешать ярлыки на все подряд. Ну и как бы ты назвал такую лису, как я?
Даже не знаю. Но я читал про лису по имени Алиса.
А что? Я не против. Пусть будет Алиса.
I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer from the dog, from the dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. The school's outline was already in our sight. A giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, child's laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with Mom when we were just moved, and the place looked cozy at that time. Empty corridors that smelled of polished, puffy snow outside. The second time I come alone to get the books and just keep on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance in track pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last hopes for cozy school. Their stingy eyes and the teeth yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion.
После уроков жду тебя на заднем дворе. Возле повешенного.
Возле кого?
She just ignored my question.
Не опаздывай.
I hesitated, blowing hot and cold again. Mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options, thinking about Mom helped me reply.
Я после школы сразу домой.
Эх, Антоша, Антоша, это я тебя так просто отпустила. Другие же незаметно подкрадутся со своими улыбочками и вцепятся. Клещами не оторвешь. Попомни мои слова.
The fox opened her mouth in a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. It whimpered and ran toward the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was nowhere to be seen. She devolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Unlucky. After taking a deep breath, I went toward the school, toward the cutlets and dough, toward the light raining down into the snow. I guess it's a good place to cut off. We'll save here. I could hear muffled voices behind the doors, saw blinking lamps. Darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space like a lonely, lost spaceship. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. And this is where we'll save. Yes. Perfect. Well, not going to be talking about the missing child anyway. But hey, you go. Till next time, everybody. Thank you for watching.